get this going. Perfect. Should be working now. Just trying to get the live working on TikTok. Where isn't it showing?
Why wouldn't I guess that's like.
Let me see here. There it is. There we go. All right, let's break down some stocks. Let's get into it. Now that we're all set and ready to go, let's just look at real quick what we need. Then we'll go to members only at the bell. And just the members can join. Let's go over some stocks. There's some stocks that are getting hammered, which is ridiculous. And then some stocks are performing really well. Breaking down the Qs real quick. Let's go over that. Let me see this. See if this one worked. There we go. All right, guys. So let's look at Qs. Qs is trading at the tippy top. 625, retesting 638. It's going to have to pull back here. We'll see what it does here. On the 1 year, we were trading up here, right at the top. So I understand if you're taking profits, makes sense. You're up there, no big deal. $612 would be your level of support if we do get a pullback, if 627 decides to reject. Also, if we are looking at the SPY, it's a very similar story, you'll see. Looking at the SPY here, 684, trading up to 689, pullbacks to 675 is your most recent support level. Then you have SMH. SMH right here, if we start pulling back, it's okay. Looking here, we're trading in this wedge. This is the wedge right here that we are trading in for SMH. It's going to break out of this probably today. It's going to move up from 356 up to there. So we'll see how that goes. And then next, on the SMH, we got to break down these semiconductors. So you got to move to the semiconductors for this. If you look at NVIDIA as a whole right now, NVIDIA is trying to hold this 195 level. This is a strong level that it needs to hold. For it to be able to break this, we are going to need NVIDIA to hold 195, then make a move a little bit higher, pushing up. 195, resistance at $200 per share. It's there right now if you're looking. All right, so if you're watching NVIDIA, watch 195 to 200. Let's go to the rest of the Mag 7. Apple trading at the top of the trend channel. If you look at it on the chart, we're at the top right here. I understand if you're taking profits up here. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you held it from the lows, good for you. Continue holding. Google is at the stratosphere at this point. It's almost at $300 per share. I mean, look at this. Just I feel like they realized, look at all these green candles coming up. We're holding shares down at 160 on Google. We're just going to continue holding. We're up almost 10,000 on them, which is awesome. So we can continue just holding that. No big deal. Looking at the next stock here, let's go over Microsoft. Microsoft is interesting on their chart. If you look at Microsoft right now, it is holding this $500 per share level. I scooped up some more shares in the long-term portfolio at this dip of 497. We had shares down around, I had a cost basis of like 320. So we're starting to buy up a little bit higher because we bought in April when it pulled back all the way down here to 360. So we're buying this and we just made more ads. up at this $400 level here at 497, looking at these clear support levels you had here. So we're starting to get a nice bounce off of that. Metastock was another stock that I added. I started buying the dip on. I look at them, I started buying them at 604, 603. For me, that felt like a decent buy, especially after this sell-off from 750 down 20% down to 600. Figured that was a good entry to do. Looked into that right there. If you just look at Meta on a 1 year, you can see that they are always bouncing pretty much off of these long-term trend lines. So if it goes down to 580, I wouldn't be surprised. But I figure it'll start accumulating a position right there on that. We did Meta right there. Moving over to Tesla. Tesla stock, interesting, rejecting 450. It's got to get above this 460 above. First, let's start off trading within this horizontal area right here from 416 to 465. That's pretty much your levels that you would definitely need to watch out for. I definitely would pay attention to that as we're going. All right, so if you're watching Tesla, just keep in mind 416, 465. That's what we're looking for those levels. Now let's jump into some other stocks. We hit the Mag 7, SPY, QQQ, SMH, BBAI. Earnings kind of lackluster in my opinion. Their revenue is going down, and any growth company, you don't want to see that. It had a pop to $7, but immediately met down on resistance back to $6. It is still holding, but it needs to hold this $5.50. In my opinion, it really just needs to hold right here. If it breaks this trend line at 570, I think we're going to have a problem when it comes to BBAI. So that's something I definitely be aware of. OpenStock had an amazing reversal after their earnings. They sold all the way off from $7 to $4.84, and then OpenStock has rebounded ever since their earnings call, which has definitely brought life back into them. I definitely believe there is some resistance potentially here in the short term at $8.50, so I would pay attention to this level. I would just make sure, are we going to get above $8.50? I do believe this is a level for Open for you to watch, so just be careful while you are trading OpenStock. Pay attention to that as you go. And then Adobe stock. Adobe is a stock I haven't bought yet. I've been waiting. I'm waiting for them to sell off. If you look at the 5-year chart, they have 280 as support. $280 is where I'm going to start looking to chip in and buy some Adobe. I'm waiting for this pullback. It's getting close. It's almost there. It just needs to break $323, and then I think it's a go. Chipotle is a stock that really just sells off every single open at this point. You could basically just short open. You could short Chipotle stock at the open and you'll make money every single day. That's pretty much what's been happening with this stock for the last week, ever since its earnings report. If it ever gets a pop, I do think that I would say 35.50 would be where I would see a potential for a rejection point if we can get that move. $35 for another short position on Chipotle stock. But right now, it looks like the only direction it wants to go is down. But your overhead resistance can be $34 and then $35.50 on Chipotle stock. Right now, that stock is in the dumps, even though they make $3 billion a quarter. But they're saying that people that make under $100,000 can't afford Chipotle. I don't know. I buy Chipotle basically once a week. They're not breaking my bank, but I guess it just depends on people's situation. Oracle stock, looking at Oracle stock here, you are trading $345 down to $225. I like this because if you look at this on a long-term trend here on Oracle stock here, $220 per share right there. You are running right into potential rejection point if we do sell off. We are continuously breaking down, selling off here. Oracle, watch, see if it breaks 228 and starts going a little lower. Costco is on my radar. Costco trading, finally starting to pull back a little bit. Its resistance is $1,000 per share. I don't know if they announced the stock split. The stock needs a stock split, or unless they want to be like, the Berkshire Hathaway, it never split. Okay, that's fair. Then they want just dedicated investors. That makes sense then. But $870 is definitely your support for this level. You can see it right here. It's hit multiple times at $850 to $880 per share. Duolingo, interesting stock. This is a stock I am watching. I'm watching a lot of YouTubers make videos on this that are holding in the 300-400s. Now, that doesn't make me feel comfortable buying it, but it's interesting knowing that there's a lot of people saying this is a buy and it just keeps going down. So it's like buying a fallen knife. And yeah, their users are going up, but all the talks are about is AI taking over. I'm just simply looking at levels here, and if you look at levels here, you can see Duolingo has support around this 160, 100. I would say $150 just to be psychological whole dollar level. 150 is what I'd really be looking for when it comes to this stock. Watching Duolingo. All right, so definitely check that out. Let me know what you're interested in with that. If you are buying Duolingo, I definitely think it has a potential here to find some support if it goes down just a little bit longer. It is continuously selling off 182. Let's see if we can break that low as well. DraftKings, another stock that I have on my radar, but I'm not trading it. I'm just watching it. I have alerts set. I want to see it break 26 and see it head down to $18. If we head down to $18 on DraftKings, I will be looking forward to buying this stock. I just need to see them sell off a little further. Let it sell off. That would be excellent. Let it die. DraftKings, we just need to break that low. Oscar stock, it looks like reality starting to set in for Oscar. $25 pumped on every X, every YouTube channel, back down to $14, $15. I don't know why everybody's so hyped up about this stock. If you're going to buy a healthcare stock, I would just buy UNH. I'm just going to buy the biggest and the baddest, the best one. Why would I buy one that is not proven? I look at UNH as the healthcare stock to own. I have them in my portfolio. I have over $10,000 invested in them. And we're up like, I think, let's see what it's at right now. So we can see, I think we're up 15-20% on them right now. Our cost basis was like 260. Now it's like 280, 290 because I'm continuing to add. I've been buying on these dips. We had this pullback on UNH stock. And UNH has started to really pull back. And I was buying these dips at $315 per share. And now looking for a pullback. If we get it 328, I'm going to continue buying back in the 320s lower to continue to build that position on them. I like UNH long term. Now, it doesn't mean you got to like the same stocks I do, of course, but I definitely think they have good ROI potential, and I think it's something that maybe you should look at the chart yourself and make your decision here. I mean, this is a huge company. $600 per share, down to 230, popping back up. Something to think about. So take a look into it if it's something that interests you. Let me just check the WAP, make sure everybody's around. There we go. Perfect. Let me see if Jay Young is on. Yeah, what stock are you guys trading? Let me know if there's a stock you want me to review. We'll review that for you guys. We'll switch the YouTube to members only in 10 minutes. When the market opens, we'll do members only. There you go. NQ the goat. Yeah, let's do a little CoreWeave action. CoreWeave action. Thank you guys for interacting and writing on it. I'd definitely like to see what you guys want to see. So looking at CoreWeave stock, let's break down CoreWeave. Wow, this thing is really sold off. Is this recent? Look at the 1 day. Yeah, sold off to $88. Wow. All right, yeah, CoreWeave was a stock that we mentioned in our WAP, which was interesting, around $50, $60. And that's kind of a stock that I kind of wish I bought at that time. We were looking at it when it was like 30, 40 bucks. And I was like, I was wrong on this one. I was saying, nah, there's no way it's not going to go up. And then blam, just blasted up to 187. So that was definitely a miss on my part. Yeah, I guess their earnings real quick. I don't know anything about their earnings. I wasn't watching them. Ever since I didn't buy them at $40, $50 and they went to $187, I've kind of just let them go. I set my alerts. I need to see major pullbacks here. Pullbacks I want to see, which are probably not realistic right now, but maybe in time, would be $60 to $65, looking at that recent resistance. And then when it broke past that, it reconfirmed that dip at $61 here. So I'm going to wait for $60 per share on CoreWeave. I'll set my alerts. And I know that's probably not happening right now, but that's okay with me. I think easy short positions that I'd be looking for when it comes to this would be looking at $100 per share. Now just do the math real quick. Look at the moves here. If we push back up to $100 per share, that's an 8 to 9% move. I'd be looking for, if I don't think we're going to get it, but if we do, moves back into 100, Consolidation, read that level 2, read that tape, look for the short position down. That's what I'd be looking for in CoreWeave. And their support does lie, I don't know if it counts as support. There's only 2 points here, but $85, there is consolidation if you're looking to scalp it. But $100 is the short level. And then moving down year to date, I would love to see this die some more. I got to look at the earnings. I don't know what they did for their revenue. If they missed, if you want to share it on TikTok, I appreciate it. But if you're looking at it there, I definitely think a move down to 65 would be beautiful. But in the meantime, watch $85 per share. That needs to hold. The super low of this is 84.4. Now, I don't see that little line being a huge support, but I can tell you just from trading experience, it usually does like to retest these $100. It might have retested a little bit here when it went 93 back up to 98 and then just started rejecting. So we'll see. We'll give it some time. $100 short level is what I'd be looking for, and you have that $84, and then you have 65 maybe next month. Right now I'm not trading any stock. Right now I'm just doing the pre-market live review for those members on TikTok asking right now. I hold positions in Google, Microsoft. I hold positions in Meta. I have positions in UNH. This is cool. I never clicked on it. I don't know what this is. A screener or something? Oh, let me go back to the... How do I get back to the charts? This is Webull. I'm just trying to figure out how to get back to this. Give me one sec, guys. There you go. Stocks. There we go. Yeah, so we'll see. It looks like NVIDIA is starting to get some life back into it. It's got to hold this 195 level if it's going to be doing that. Next, we have Microsoft at 510. And what other stocks you guys trade? And I already reviewed pretty much everything. So whatever stocks you want to look at, we'll take a look at. So you just keep me posted. Yeah, IREN. Yeah, we'll check that. IREN is popular. If there's anything I've noticed about the TikTok live streams, you guys love IREN stock. IREN stock, for some reason, is like everybody's GOAT stock for some reason. This is like the GOAT for them. All right, so this looks like it had a massive movement, basically up from $8. It's got to hold this level. I mean, you can see kind of clearly already that it's been bouncing off of this 50, basically, specifically right here. You can see it, these thin wicks, $57.50. It's looking like, in my opinion, you're seeing another bear flag set up. Let's just get the support line out of the way for a second. Let's see what it does at the open. I'm seeing this. This looks like a little bit of a bear flag forming right here. Let me zoom in for you. It's going to have to get above this. If it consolidates like this, see what it does. See if it stays in this channel. But it needs to get out of this. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to start to head lower. Just looking at this technical-wise and then dip lower. It's definitely a possibility there. Now, if it does dip lower, it looks like your next level is going to be at this $50 per share. I know it's a steep drop. I don't know if you're holding this stock or you're just looking to enter it. But sometimes if direction is not clear, I mean, it looks like it's going down in my eyes, but I could be wrong, obviously. That move down on IREN to $50 per share would be a 12% move down. So definitely something to look into, something to be cautious about. So that's what I would say about that. Maine. This man is, what is this? Cal Maine Foods. What do you like about this stock? When you guys give me the symbols, tell me like if you know anything about it. It helps with the channel, just for everybody else watching. Looking at Calm. Yeah, Calm. There it is. CALM. This is CALM. Calm. So this is trading. No problem, Moss. So this is trading right here. Let's see here at $85 per share. It had some support. I'm just looking back at this level right here where you had a little bit of consolidation. Watch, let me just show you. I'm just going to bring this out. Guys, whenever you chart, you got to look at like your previous levels of support. It's just an easy way to get an idea. And then it doesn't mean it's going to hold, but you just want to see how does it react the next time it had resistance here at $85, $86. Next time it gets to that level or on a retest, what did it do? It looks like it held down to 85.25. That 85.25 is almost exactly 86.06. So right there, it's pretty close. Gives us a little more consolidation here. We can see, okay. I think if you're gonna buy this and you're torn on it, I think you can follow a strict stop loss on this at least. So you can have ROI potential here. So if you, let's say you bought and you're risking it below 85.25 is your stop loss, you're risking 5%. To me, that's a kind of a big risk. But you could make it a little tighter if it pulls back. And if you're looking for a move back up to resistance, $100 per share would be 10%. You're risking 5% to make 10%. You could look at it in that aspect. Looking at this a little bit closer, I don't think this is a buy personally, but they hold 25% of eggs. I see. Okay, that's good to know. We're going to get some more chickens in America, only 25%. So if you look here at 6 months, the 6-month chart, you could use this as your ROI potential here, but $90 per share. See what it does. See if it can hold the whole dollar, half dollar of $90 and then go from there. Honestly, you get that pullback, your support is around this $86, $85, and then you're going to see if you can get that push up higher or not. That's kind of what I would do. I know it's not the best. I never actually looked into this. This is interesting. American egg prices. So that's what I would look for with that. All right, we got one more stock I'll review. What do you guys want? No problem. You're welcome. Post another video on TikTok, just the Gemini crypto portfolio. That's a quick video just made this morning. All right, NVT is up. Wow, Jesus. Yeah, so just be careful if you're trading this. Obviously, RSI is super elevated. You're pulling up. This is a stock that is making higher highs, which is excellent. Now, if you're going to trade the highs, you just got to make sure you're going to break past 117. I think your first level to watch would be right here. Let's see what we can do here. I'm looking for short opportunities. If you're risky enough to take it at 114, if you think it's going to reject, you could play that move. Or you could play the rejection of 114, push down. Or if it looks very strong at the open, you can look to trade above it where it breaks past 114, retest the 114 level, and then push higher. So that's what we're looking for that. Looking at Port stock. That's not Port. Hold on. Oh, is this? I don't know. I don't know. Port's not working. I can think you're talking about PLTR. I think that's what you're talking about. PLTR here is trading at almost $200 per share. It has support here clearly. Look at this. At 188 is the level that I'd be watching. 188 rejection. 188 rejection. Rejection. Now look, it turns into support right here. Boom. This 188 support. 188 support. What do you think it's going to do the next time it gets there? It tried consolidating at the 188, rejected down. Once again, support again at 188. It's clear as day, guys. If you can hold 188, you're bullish on this stock. You can easily follow a stop loss here at your 188. Give it to 187.5 if you want, and look for that push high.